Christmas is over, and I hope you got to spend some time with loved ones. Maybe you found some moments of peace and joy, or maybe you just found more dishes in the sink. Either way, the holidays leave many of us exhausted and with some stubborn belly fat that seems to laugh at our resolutions. This time of year, the problem is compounded by overwhelm. And it isn't just mental, it shows up on your body, often as stubborn belly fat. And goals, well, that may feel heavier than ever.
Healthy isn't just what you do, it's who you become. I'm Dr. Vicki, and this is Healthy Looks Great on You, a lifestyle medicine podcast to help you reclaim your energy, your focus, and your well-being. Life tested, doctor approved.
Belly fat and overwhelm go together like reindeer and Santa Claus. Let's talk about it, but it's hard to know where to start. Yeah, exactly. The packages are unwrapped, your company is gone, but the sheets haven't been changed, and your house needs to be put back together. And those leftovers in the crowded fridge are still calling your name. Should you take down the tree and your decorations today or leave them up for a while? Now, me, I am a take it all down, haul it to the attic immediately kind of girl, so I know exactly how I'll spend the day. But then what? The busyness of the holidays catches up, and there's finally time to sit down and realize you're exhausted. In 2026, you want to take care of yourself, reclaim your energy and your body, and too many goals can sabotage your plans. Sometimes what you really want is a break, and you need one. The stress of shopping and cooking and hosting and gathering, it's like adding a big bottle of cortisol to your Christmas punch. And maybe Santa sees you when you're sleeping, but who's been sleeping? I've consistently stayed out past my bedtime through the whole month of December. Now, to be fair, I go to bed really early, so it doesn't take a very late party to disrupt my routine. But what am I even talking about? Who has a routine this time of year? Normally, I love cooking and chopping and slicing and sauteing veggies and filling up on fiber. But lately, I've been mixing sugar and flour and topping everything with cheese and cream, and I'm sure my pancreas is working overtime to crank out enough insulin to deal with my December eating patterns. But January. Let's talk about where to start, where to go next, and we're not going up in pants size either. But all that stress and disrupted sleep and indulgent food doesn't just weigh on your mind, it shows up around your waistline. Thanks to hormones, slower metabolism, and aging. But it's pointless to blame things that we cannot change. Because, could be the cookies. That's what did it for Santa. Imagine traveling the whole world and all the kids leaving you a plate of cookies and whole milk. And you know from many medical school that fat has 9 kilocalories per gram. So it's no wonder that he had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. Well, at least we aren't alone. While Santa's belly is legendary, our own midsection isn't just cosmetic. Yes, belly fat gets more stubborn, but let's normalize this for a second. Because your body is not being dramatic or difficult, it's being protective. As we get older, especially for women, our bodies respond differently to stress. Estrogen levels drop, muscle mass declines, and when muscle goes down, metabolism tanks with it. Now add in stress because December basically hands out stress like party favors, and your body gets the message. Resources are scarce. Danger is everywhere. Better store energy. And where does your body like to store energy? Right in the middle. Belly fat is metabolically active, which means it's easy for you and your body to access in an emergency. So when you're overwhelmed, underslept, and underfueled, your body isn't sabotaging you. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do, just not what you want it to do. When we're younger, fat tends to settle in the hips and thighs. As hormones shift with age, especially through perimenopause and menopause, the body starts favoring central storage around the abdomen and internal organs. And that's why the scale might not change much, but suddenly your clothes fit differently. And it's also why focusing only on calories misses the bigger picture. Because this is not about eating less, it's about eating differently and moving in ways that preserve muscle and managing stress so that your hormones aren't constantly yelling, store everything. Excess belly fat signals a higher risk for diabetes, heart disease, and inflammation. Not to mention the way you feel. Because here's the deal. Once you get off of high fat, high sugar foods, then when you eat them, you'll feel worse. For me, I get a headache, a foggy brain, lack of energy and motivation. And listen, when you don't have energy or motivation, then it's super hard to change direction, even if it is the new year. Here's what most January plans get wrong. They're too aggressive and too vague. Eat better, exercise more, lose weight. None of that tells your brain what to do on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. Real change comes from specifics. What is in your refrigerator? What time you go to bed? And whether your workout is already on the calendar before the day gets away from you. So how are we going to tackle this without overwhelm? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Today, I will put up my Christmas stuff, and that will get me moving. And then I will sit down with my planner for the week. Okay, let's be real. I don't have a planner, but I do have a spiral notebook. And one thing that has really helped me be more focused and more productive is to turn my to-do list into a daily plan. Otherwise, I'll just keep adding things because I'm worried I'll forget them. So I have this really long list, and once I know it's written out, I can just put it on the back burner. But if instead I put a date on it, then that holds me more accountable to get it done. Get it done timely. So here's what's going in my planner this week. I'm going to clean and restock the freezer and the pantry. I'm going to get rid of all that food that is plotting to overthrow my willpower and take me down. Out with the Kringles and in with the frozen edamame and berries. Restocking the pantry and freezer makes the right choice the easy choice. And this is super important because personally, if I have chips in the pantry, then several times a day, I'm going to sneak in there and just grab one little handful. But if I don't have any chips, but instead maybe I have some nuts, then I'm going to reach for a healthier snack simply because it's convenient and available. Availability makes a huge difference in succeeding at your goals. You see, willpower is a bad strategy for January. When you're tired, stressed, you haven't slept well, then the part of your brain that makes good decisions can go a little offline. Meanwhile, the part of your brain that wants quick energy, sugar, refined carbs, comfort food, it's very awake and very loud. So if your January plan is, I'll be more disciplined, you're setting yourself up for frustration. What actually works is reducing decision fatigue, making the healthy choice the easy choice, planning when you still have clarity so that the future you doesn't have to negotiate with a bag of chocolate chips holding you hostage at 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to meal plan, prep, and shop for fiber-rich, nutrient-dense, whole plant-based foods. And that means spending some time with my recipe books. And if you don't already have a copy of my No Plan, No Problem pantry guide, you might want to go to my website, healthylooksgreatonyou.com, and download that so you can see what I keep in my pantry and freezer. And I'll send you a few recipes too. The next thing I'm going to do is reset my sleep schedule. I already have my bedtime and my wake time programmed into my cell phone. So hitting reset will be pretty automated. And if you're feeling overwhelmed and you want to turn things around, I suggest writing it down and scheduling it. Because if you wait until someday, we will be having this same conversation in 2027. And here's the part no one talks about enough. Doing this alone is hard. Even when you know what to do and even when you're motivated, it's so easy to get stuck or second guess yourself. That's why community matters so much, especially at this stage of life. Not hype, not pressure, just women who are dealing with the same changes and want practical, real life solutions. When I'm writing in my makeshift planner or shopping for groceries or cooking, I often wish I could just pick up the phone and FaceTime you. I mean, wouldn't it be great to share recipes and meal plans and tips and tricks to get it all done? Well, here's the next best thing. If you want to tackle belly fat in January without overwhelm, then I'd like to invite you to join a very special group of women. It's called Healthy Looks Great on You, the Lab. And this is where we're going to focus on practical strategies and support and accountability and research proven tools that work. You've already tried a lot of do this, this, and this plans, and you're still stuck. Now, this is only for ladies, and it's going to be a small private group. Go to healthylooksgreatonyou.com/lab. You can sign up or you can get more details. You can join today for $19 and start 2026 feeling empowered. Because to see big change, you do need to start with one small step and one small investment. Let's do this together because healthy looks great on me and healthy looks great on you too.
The information contained in this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not considered to be a substitute for medical advice. You should continue to follow up with your physician or healthcare provider and take medication as prescribed. Though the information in this podcast is evidence-based, new research may develop and recommendations may change.